Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the 7 disturbing traits of an INTP dark side. Make sure to watch each one of them and find out if you have any of them. Did you know that in addition to MBTI type, you have other key personality functions? These functions are crucial to understanding how you function in society, and they're useful to know as a tool to help you learn more about yourself and others. Today, we're going to look at the shadow functions and how they create the dark side of an INTP personality type. This dark side represents the unconscious parts of our psyche that you have less awareness of and control over. It hosts repressed, unwanted, and overlooked elements of your personality. If you are an INTP, logician, analyst personality type, chances are that you have already experienced some dark side traits at least once in your lifetime. You should undoubtedly be aware of your dark side since it will help in the integration of your unconscious and conscious selves, allowing you to better design your life and achieve personal growth. Here are 7 disturbing traits of an INTP dark side. Number 1. Coldness. Because of their thinking function, the INTP isn't as emotional as other types, which can be considered a flaw. This means they may be completely unaware of their own and others' emotional states. It may result in them damaging their relationships with others. When people tell an INTP something personal and essential about themselves, they may not get the same reaction as you would with others. They come out as cold and uninterested. Logicians have an emotional side, but it's something they're still figuring out. They deal with reasoning more than emotions, hence their emotions are undeveloped. People often feel neglected or disappointed with an INTP's lack of feedback and interest in the conversation, especially when they try to open up to INTPs with personal information and vulnerability. Logicians often appear as entirely detached, with the focus on their thoughts and ideas and not on other people's feelings. Number 2. Emotional outburst. The INTP personality is usually calm and reserved, and they try to keep their emotions in check. Their rational minds frequently ignore or minimize the importance of sentiments in their decision-making. Because the INTPs prioritize truth and accuracy at the top of their value hierarchy, subjective feelings and emotional feedback will always fall behind. However, when they are stressed or have their tolerance tested by irritable others, their repressed and possibly subconscious emotional impulses can come to the surface. The INTP's rationale levee can break, releasing a flood of emotionally charged expressiveness that is out of character for them. All of the unpleasant emotions they've been holding in can be released in one fell swoop. INTPs can become tyrannical and verbally assault and complain about other people's incompetence, participating in contentious debates that they would otherwise avoid only to get even with someone they disagree with. Because of their lower fee, INTPs can take criticism personally and feel marked out or mistreated by others, even when this isn't the case. Number 3. Self-Centeredness. Unhealthy introverted thinking can also manifest as a total profoundness in INTP's own thoughts and interests, while depreciating everything else. As a result, logicians can be completely clueless to what other people consider important, causing them to be offended by their seeming lack of interest or concern. This can be harmless and accidental on the part of the INTP under normal circumstances, but when hateful of someone, it can be extremely evident how unworthy of their time INTP views them. INTPs may only speak to others when they are spoken to, and even then, they may show little interest in conversing until they can flow into a topic that they are interested in. When they start spewing all of their knowledge and insights, they can come across as arrogant and condescending to those who say something inaccurate about a subject in which they are well versed. INTPs may be unaware of or unconcerned about the selfish effects of their disparaging tone on others, particularly those who are uncertain about their intellect or emotionally reactive to criticism. This is a very disturbing trait of an INTP dark side. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Procrastination. INTPs are often considered as lazy individuals. However, they are not necessarily lazy, they are just big procrastinators. They are so intelligent and always get the task done when they want to. However, they are most likely overthinking every move. Self-doubt and fear of failure are common problems for INTPs. They are mind wanderers who can't help themselves. This may make individuals hesitant to begin a project and, as a result, appear unproductive. They may not be the best at school because they have trouble concentrating, but they excel in other areas of their lives. This may appear to be a negative quality of an INTP, especially given their intelligence and analytical abilities. Number 5. Romantic disability. Because of their lack of empathy, it's no wonder that the INTP may have difficulty in relationships. They're introverts, and introverts want to spend a lot of time alone. This can make friendships, sexual relationships, and even employment difficult to navigate. This is why it is so important that the INTP should have a few people they can trust, as well as a few deep bonds. Another essential aspect of the INTP dark side to be aware of is their fear of rejection. In most circumstances, they would not make the first move as a result of this. They dislike short-term relationships and prefer more steady, long-term ones. They value it when someone close to them can assist them with their thoughts and creativity. However, the INTP would most likely prioritize themselves above others. They have very low level of empathy, thus they don't understand what their partners and friends are going through. If the importance of communication is neglected, the INTP will never figure out what is wrong and how to repair the damaged relationships. Number 6. Stagnancy. When INTPs neglect their extroverted functions, particularly their tertiary NE, which manifests in people having a desire to shake up their daily routine and explore the unknown, they can become trapped in an introverted loop that lacks new perspectives. They may become absorbed in a never-ending re-examination of past occurrences. Logicians may begin to stagnate and become outcasts, unable or reluctant to leave their intellectual comfort zones and attempt new things or explore alternative options. When this happens, INTPs might become highly fixated, ruminating on topics all the time without seeking outside information or fresh experiences. They may persuade themselves that all of the explanations can be found in their heads, only to become trapped in a narrow and self-validating pattern of thought that does not get them very far. Number 7. Insolence. Despite their superior rationality and critical thinking abilities, INTPs might fall victim to flawed logic when they are unaware of their own subjective prejudices. They can be dismissive of other people's viewpoints due to intellectual conceit or even a lack of interest, especially when it comes to people's sentiments. INTPs have a tendency to oversimplify and reductively reason, resulting in incorrect conclusions based only on theoretical and speculative assumptions. Logicians may take for granted that they have all the solutions to a problem when, in fact, they may have neglected or dismissed other elements as unnecessary. Unhealthy TI, which determines the decision-making process in INTPs, might cause them to be unable to identify errors in their own reasoning and dismiss anything unreasonable as totally worthless. Others may be treated like lab rats by logicians in order to test the strength of their ideas in argument or as areas of study in their human behavior analysis. This is a very disturbing trait of an INTP dark side. These videos will be really helpful for you.